Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today. You know, right now during this pandemic, there are many people out there that are feeling helpless, hopeless, angry, frustrated, and scared. They're worried about their health, their jobs or businesses, their finances, their families, and so much more. Well, on today's episode of I Have Today, our message is there's nothing you can't overcome. Stay tuned. Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and welcome to I Have Today, the show that inspires, educates, and empowers you through life's transitions. And each week on this show, we talk about relevant topics to your life so that you can live with more passion, more purpose, more empowered, more aligned. And I am super excited about today's show because we've got an amazing guest that's in the studio. Steve Cedarquist is here, reality TV star, actor. He's a designer. He's got an amazing story and a brand new book that's out called Get Out Alive: Surviving and Thriving After Drugs, Guns, Gangs, Dysfunction, and Crazy. So we're going to talk about that and so much more. And we're going to open up the show today with me giving you 3 powerful ways on how you can overcome anything. And then don't forget, stay till the Mentor Me Minute segment where I take your questions live and I mentor you for 1 solid minute. Doesn't matter what it is, you can ask me anything. These are questions you either put in the live chat box on Facebook or you send them into us via email. I've got Kelly Mann in the back office and she's ready to go with them. So if you've got something that's going on in your life right now where you need help, guidance, support, I am here for you. Make sure you put it in the comments section on Facebook at I Have Today with Diane Forster. We stream the show live on E360 TV, YouTube at I Have Today with Diane Forster, and Facebook at I Have Today with Diane Forster. But you can also catch the replays on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, Roku, Android TV, and mobile. So with that, let's get going with the show. All right. So the first thing I want to say is that we have an intention statement every episode. And this show is about intentional living in the present moment, living for your today, because we don't know if we have a tomorrow. And if what's going on in this planet right now isn't an indication that you need to be living your life empowered and intentional, then I don't know what is. And I know that's scary for a lot of people, but it's just important for you to know that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share 3 ways with you. But before I do that, I want to read something to you. And just so that you can get some perspective. Okay. So for a small amount of perspective at this moment, imagine you were born in the year 1900. When you are 14 years old, World War I starts and ends on your 18th birthday with 22 million people killed. Later in the year, a Spanish flu epidemic hits the planet and runs until you are 20 years old. 50 million people die from it in those 2 years. Yes, 50 million. When you're 29, the Great Depression begins. Unemployment hits 25%. The global GDP drops 27%. That runs until you're 33 years old. The country nearly collapses along with the world economy. When you turn 39, World War II starts. You aren't even over the hill yet. When you're 41, the United States is fully pulled into World War II. Between your 39th and 45th birthday, 75 million people perish in the war, and the Holocaust kills 6 million people. At 52, the Korean War starts, and another 5 million people perish. At 64, the Vietnam War begins, and it doesn't end for many years. 4 million people die in that conflict. Approaching your 62nd birthday, you have the Cuban Missile Crisis, a tipping point in the Cold War. Life on our planet, as we know it, could have all ended. Great leaders prevented that from happening. As you turn 75, the Vietnam War finally ends. Think of everyone on the planet born in 1900. How do you survive all of that? A kid in 1985 didn't even think their 85-year-old grandparent understood how hard school was. Yet those grandparents and now great-grandparents survived through everything listed above. Perspective is an amazing art. Let's try and keep things in perspective. Let's be smart, Let's help each other out, and we will all get through this. In the history of the world, there has never been a storm that lasted. This too shall pass. Now, that came from somebody anonymous. I found this on social media, and I just thought, wow, is that not perspective? So while there is so much going on, and there are so many fears and feelings of emotions, there's so much disruption and dismantling that's happening, there is always hope, and there's truly nothing that you can't overcome. Isn't that amazing, that story? All right, so let me tell you the first way on how you can overcome anything. And it really doesn't matter what it is. We're so resilient and we're so strong, and that no matter what has happened to us in our lives, there's been a reason for it. And every single thing is a gift, as I'm going to share with you. So the number one way for you to start overcoming anything is practicing forgiveness. Forgiveness must come first. It absolutely must be the first thing, and forgiveness of self is paramount. So in my book, I have today, Find Your Passion, Purpose, and Smile. And finally, I talk about the 3 levels of forgiveness, and forgiveness of self is first, because no matter what has happened to us, what's been done to us, what we've done, we beat ourselves up relentlessly. We do. And even though it might have been something that occurred from somebody else, there's that part of us that says, what did I do to deserve this? What could I have done differently? The whole shoulda, woulda, coulda that runs through our minds. And we're so pre-programmed in so many ways to take on the guilt and the shame of things that have happened to us, looking for a reason why we had a responsibility in it. So you got to let that go, and you have to forgive yourself. All right. And then the next level of forgiveness is to forgive the other person, or to forgive the event, whatever the experience was. And it's not that you have to do it to them in person. You do it for yourself, so that you release that chokehold that it has on you. That is the power that it's giving you. And it's like, who said it? Shakespeare. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It's just not going to happen. So forgive that. Forgive the event. Forgive the person. Forgive the experience, so that you can let go of it and move on. And psychologically, what's happening is when you don't do that, you are in your subconscious mind reliving that event over and over and over again. And so you've got to be able to forgive it and let it go. And then the third level of forgiveness is to go back and forgive yourself again, because that will rear its ugly head again. You know it will. You'll think about it. You think, God, I thought I was through this. I thought I was over this. And it shows up again. And then go back to forgiveness of self. Let yourself off the hook. So forgiveness must come first. All right. Way number 2 is everything is a lesson, not a mistake. So, if you know me at all, you know that I don't believe in mistakes. I don't believe in failure. I don't believe in any of that. I'm huge on pivoting vocabulary around and removing words out of your life that aren't serving you and replacing them with more powerful ones. What if you considered that everything in your life is a lesson along the way? It's just a lesson that you're learning. There's so much value in that. There's something for you to get out of that. And that when you, like Maya Angelou used to say, when you know better, you do better. You were doing the best you can from where you were in that moment. And by the way, so is everybody else. Even if it doesn't appear that way, we are all truly doing the best we can from where we are. So understand that everything is a lesson for you, and it's not a mistake. And again, when you know better, you do better. All right. And then the third way is to find the gratitude for the clarity. Because as Abraham Hicks says, when you know what you don't want, then you can figure out what it is you do want. And there's so much value in getting clarity in your life. And the only way we learn true lessons like this is to fall down and get back up. Fall down and get back up. Fall down and get back up. Understand the way somebody's treating us that we don't like, so that we can get clarity around we wanting to be in a relationship with someone we do want, whether that's a romantic partnership or a business relationship or friendships, any relationship in life. Understanding that there's so much value in the clarity. So be grateful for for the lessons you made along the way, and use the forgiveness to let yourself go so that you can release the pain from the past and be future forward facing. All right. So those are our lessons for today. Remember, number one, forgiveness must come first. Everything is a lesson along the way, and find the gratitude for the clarity that you experienced in it. All right. And our intention statement this week is, I have today to fix what's broken in my life. I have today to fix what's broken in my life. And every single week on this show, we create wallpapers for you for your Instagram page. And, you can use it on your phone to anchor in that week's intention statement. My team does an amazing job. If you go to my Instagram page, it's Diane Forster Official. And right there's a button that says wallpapers. So scroll through those and pick the ones that serve you, and then screenshot it and use it so that you can read it every day. This was last week's, right? I think this was last week's. I have today to boldly affirm my dreams into reality. So this week's is, I have today to fix what's broken in my life, because you are the one with the power. You are the only one that can make the change. You can't expect somebody else's behavior to change. You've got to change your own behavior. All right. All right. So now, before I introduce my guest to the show, we have a word from our sponsor. This week's episode of I Have Today is brought to you by the Spifter. The Spifter is a fun sifting spoon that makes cooking, baking, and decorating with sugars and spices so much fun. No more mess or wasting your spices. It's fast, clean, and easy. Everything looks and tastes delicious. It's also great for straining loose tea, getting pesky broken cork out of your wine glass, and draining liquid off food like olives and capers. Whether you're a novice cook or a gourmet chef, you'll love the results. The Spifter, the kitchen gadget that no kitchen should be without. Hey there. As the inventor of the Spifter, I am proud of that product. It's available at Amazon, and it does so many amazing things. So you can pick up your Spifter there. We'll have a link for it in the description area as well. And so now it's time to introduce my guest, Steve Cederquist. Hey, Steve, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
I'm so excited to learn more about your book and you and the business and everything that you're doing and your mission in life and just all this good stuff. When I found out about you, I was like, oh my God, he's so great. I got to have him on the show.
Well,
I can't wait to have this
honored.
conversation.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. All right. So before I get into my interview with Steve, let me read a little bit about him. Okay. Steve Cederquist was born and raised in Southern California. The Arcadia native spent his teen years working weekends and holidays with his dad in the custom cabinetry business before being indoctrinated full-time into the family business after college. Since then, the sought-after contractor who first rose to stardom working on many celebrity homes in the late 80s to current, and now on the hit HGTV show Flip or Flop for 3 seasons and 12 episodes, has become a savvy businessman who built his flourishing company from the ground up. His approach to remodeling is equally straightforward and refreshing. Rather than walk into a home with his own agenda, Steve prefers to connect with his clients on a personal level. Since launching his business, Steve Cederquist Designs, Steve has remodeled over 500 homes in Orange County and the surrounding area. He personally handpicks every project, whether it's a multi-million-dollar mansion, a multifamily home, or a rundown home in desperate need of some TLC. Despite being at the top of his game on the hit TV show under his belt in pilots and works and most demand construction companies in the country, Steve remains one of the hardest working men in his business. Despite overseeing an entire construction crew, he's the first and last person to leave the office every day, and he also manages to see the potential in every home, regardless of how hopeless it might appear until his arrival. When he isn't creating amazing spaces for others, Steve can usually be found at the gym or relaxing at home with his friends and rescue dog Roxy, or in Nevada with his 2 grandchildren working on his flip properties in that area. And then also, wait, I want to find something else here on your book. All right. In June 2020, Steve launched his new book, Get Out Alive, Surviving and Thriving After Drugs, Guns, Gangs, Dysfunction, and Crazy. It details how he created a successful renovation and design company, becoming a regular on HGTV's show Flip or Flop, an award-nominated philanthropist. He wrote his inspirational and true life story to help others by sharing the details of his past, the point he knew his destructive behavior needed to change, and the steps he took to thrive in business and life. All right. Wow. You've got quite a bio.
2-pager.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh my God, that didn't even have the book on it. So apologies for that. So welcome to the show. All right. Okay. So where do we start? I want to get right into your story that led you to gangs and dysfunction and prison and all of that. I mean, what led to that?
Wow. That's a really good question. Excuse me. Nobody sets out, I think, to be a drug person or be in a gang, excuse me. And I think how it happened was I was always kind of a sports guy in school and, doing things and never got involved in drugs. I met a girl in college and I was hanging out with a lot of guys that were like firefighters or cops or whatever they were. And it was in the 80s. So cocaine was real popular.
Yes.
And I think
I lived in LA in the 80s. So.
Oh, so yeah, it was like in every corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we were at a party and they had, stuff going on in the glass and they're like, oh, you should just try this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I don't think so. I hadn't even done marijuana, smoked weed or anything. So the girl I was with, she's like, oh, you should try it, and I'm seeing these other guys doing it. I'm like, oh, I'll just do it. I'll try it. Okay, might as well be part of the crowd. Right. So I tried it and I was instantly hooked.
Wow.
I mean, it was, I grew up with an alcoholic parent. My mom was a full-blown alcoholic. And, we grew up with these, what we see are, children emulate our environment.
Yes, they do.
So I, being that I grew up with, addictive personality, I developed addictive personalities. So that's crazy. And then, and it just kind of spiraled from there.
Yeah.
Cause I was functional for the first year or two.
Yeah.
But then after that, my dad had sent me to Hawaii to manage one of the larger projects we were doing. And then I, stopped showing up to work and I was busy partying and, had just crazy.
Yeah. Just spiraled down from there.
My dad came out and actually fired me on the job.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got fired from the job.
I did.
And that wasn't enough for you to turn it around.
No, it was his fault. Yeah.
No.
No, it was his fault. See, I never took accountability.
Yeah.
You know how we do it. We, when you're so involved in your addictions, I think what people do is they just, you until you get to that place in that mindset.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, wait, this is me. I own this,
Yes.
And so I did that for like 4 years.
Okay.
It's his fault. Didn't speak to him. Went on from job to job to job. Kept getting fired, and I was just figuring like, why am I getting fired? It's all their fault. They must hate me. And so I think it was doing that and do drugs and then losing everything and then moving into a motel with my children.
Wow.
It's I mean, I've got 2 kids and a pregnant wife and we're living in a motel and I'm still thinking it's everybody else's fault.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Huge wake up call.
Yeah. I definitely have my garden Gethsemane, I call it.
Yeah. So what turned it around for you? What was the thing that turned it around? If you can, pinpoint it.
I can actually. I remember it clearly. Actually, I was in county jail. I was in IRC. I was in a high power. So I was involved in a gang. I'd been jumped into a gang just for the simple fact I was hanging out with this gang. We were doing drugs, and I was driving around a stolen car and thought nothing of it. I just, I mean, looking back at it now, it's like, wow.
Right.
And so I got jumped in this gang. So I went in when I got arrested. They had done this big undercover investigation and arrested like 30 of us. A lot of us were living at the same motel. So they came in and they arrested a lot of us. And I remember going to jail and I remember being locked up and I remember being in a room kind of like this, but it was all glass.
Okay.
And I remember doing drugs in jail. I remember we had a drug attorney that would come in and bring us a little food and bring us drugs. Mm-hmm. And and you asked my pivotal point was, I remember I stayed up all night, of course, cleaning my cell with my toilet paper and writing my pencils with my little golf thing. And I remember the guy bringing me the food, the guard, and I hand him like 9 letters. And he looked at me and he just looked at the cell. He goes, "Really?" I go, "What?" Kind of like that arrogant person that I was. He says, "Do you think anybody really wants to read these letters?"
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, "Well, yeah." He goes, "How many letters do you get?" And I'm like, "You know what?" And so I just, a few words were exchanged, and he moved on. But it was like a hammer upside my head. Like, dude, it was my first wake up call.
Yeah.
Within a week later, I was going to court. I'd been fighting my case for 3 months. I remember we were going to court, and we had stopped. We went to Theo Lacey Jail in Orange County, and then there's Orangewood Children's Home where my kids were taken when I got arrested, and then next door was Juvenile Hall. And I remember the bus coming around and stopping for a backhoe tractor was doing some work on Juvenile Hall. But on the left-hand side, the bus is here, bus is here, Orangewood's here, Juvenile Hall. And there was a little fence there. And I look over and I see my youngest son and my daughter on a swing. And my son was just looking down and just looking so despair.
Oh.
And I, got to the window, he'd opened this far. And I remember, screaming out his name, and he came running to the fence and like, daddy, pick me up. And I remember that it was just, I remember we're getting to the court. Now the bus driver made me the last guy off the bus. And he grabbed me and he just said, "I don't know what you did." He says, "But that was so moving to me." And he says, "And whatever you did, you need to make it right." So that was the start of like my like, wow.
Yeah. That's an earth messenger for you right there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Big time earth messenger. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's talk about the book. So
Sure.
Yeah. Tell us about it. You wrote this. This is your story and your journey, and it's about your lessons you've learned along the way, right? Your journey. I see that here. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, but I can't wait to read it. So, what is the core message from this, and what do you hope to get from this book?
Well, one thing I wrote in the book, it's not a a lot of people write autobiographies and they write it me.
Yeah.
I have a lot of other people I interviewed in here in the book, and they were, faced the same challenge. I wanted to be able to identify with all different genders, different, just everybody different, because I felt that everybody has a story,
right?
And I felt like my story was just a small part of this, and how I feel that I wrote the book was, I think it's important in your mindset is like, you have to, when you want to get help and you want to be and have an impact in someone's life, you have to get out of your own head.
Yes.
You have to be of service of others.
Yes.
And I think that, writing the book was a gamble for me, because I obviously been, in Hollywood and done all these fun things. And
right.
I was very reluctant to share my past, but I kind of felt like, well, it's okay. You can like me or hate me. That's okay. That's on you. That's not me. Right. That's more a reflection of you. If you want to judge me for my past, that's fine. Whatever works, you can't please everybody. But what I find that I get, the response I'm getting from the book is I'm getting people reaching out to me and they're saying, "Oh my God, I'm in this situation now. What do I do?" I was just on a TV program in San Diego, actually. And I got a call because I'm very public with my information. And this lady reached out to me and she said, "My son needs help." Wow. I said, "What's up with him?" She says, "He just got out of jail. He's so depressed, and he just has no like vision for his future." And I said, "Tell him to call me.
Yeah.
Here's my number."
Yeah.
So he called me, and I was able to kind of break a barrier with him.
Yeah.
Of like, I went through what he went through. I remember getting out thinking like, "Oh my gosh, I can do this." And I went in and put on my application like, "Yes, I've been in jail." And they look at you like, "Great, we'll call you."
Yeah.
And then they don't call you, and you're like, "Wait, why not?" So you just have to learn to put your mindset like, what, I'm good at what I do. I'm not this person. I'm not going to let who I was define me.
I love that. And that ties in beautifully with our theme. There's nothing you can't overcome.
Nothing.
Truly. Right. Yeah. Well, we're all about mindset and manifestation and intentional living here. That's what the, core root of our programming is. And you're a living example of that, which is amazing. And now you've used the pain from your past to help you with your purpose, and you've taken this, and I want to talk about, your acting career and everything going on there too. But I really wanted to highlight that because, you put yourself, when you become an open book, you really put yourself out there to be vulnerable to judgment and criticism. And it takes a lot of strength to be able to do that. And even if that one kid was the only life that you touched with that, it was well worth it, wasn't it?
Yeah,
totally.
That's exactly what I feel.
Because you gave him hope. He saw what was possible for him down the road, and someone who really understood him. And you're gonna change a lot of lives totally with that. I can totally feel that.
I want to. Yeah. That's what I want to do. It's it was funny because writing the book and midway through the book, I was approached by a medium, and my sister had just passed away, and she had a message from my sister, like, continue with the book, finish the book, and I'm okay now. Don't worry about me. I'm good. And I was just like, wow. So it was such an inspiration, to do that. Yeah.
I'm highly intuitive too. And I see your future too. I see great things happening for
you. Thank you.
Yeah. That's really awesome. That's great. All right. So talk about Flip or Flop. How did that happen for you?
Oh my gosh. Flip or Flop. Well, I was watching season 1, and I was, they were doing a house in, I think it was Yorba Linda.
Okay. Actually, back up before you do that. Tell the audience, in case they don't know what Flip or Flop is. What is it?
Oh, Flip or Flop is a show on HGTV. It's with Tarek and Christina, and they buy houses, fix them up, and sell them.
Okay. Love it. Love the whole concept.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay. Yeah. So how did it happen?
So I found them on Facebook, and I sent a message saying, hey, if you need a backup contractor or whatever, and literally within 5 minutes, I got a response. They're
wow.
Like, oh my gosh, we know who you are. I was already flipping, and I had my little smaller construction company, and I was doing a lot of homes. And so they reached out, and we met the next day, and they gave me a house to do, and they said, here's your budget. Can you do it for that? And I'll go, yeah, sure. Why not? So I did the house. And then 2 weeks later, they came back, and the house was done. He loved it. Tarek loved it. And he said, hey, how would you like to be on the show? And I said, sure. What's that entail?
Yeah.
And he said, well, find out tomorrow. Here's the address. Be here at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And, go look at the house first and kind of get some ideas. So we did. And then we met, and I was on the show, and then I guess the public loved it, and because I got good reviews, and then they asked me to come back, and I did a bunch of episodes for him. And I did more than that, even the Biosis. I ended up doing a lot more. And then I did one this last season too for him, but more of a designer role. So than the contractor role.
Yes. Yes. Well, you're very humble, because just so you know, when we have our guests fill out their application, we ask them their preferred title, and he wrote janitor. Said, oh, he's got a sense of humor. I can't wait to meet him. That's great. I love that. And see, another lesson there, all you did was ask. You picked up the phone and called and asked, and wham. That's how things happen, people. If you want something, you got to go after it. You got to ask about it. That's great. All right. So what for you, obviously, I know the history, but it has really been the biggest challenge, and how did you overcome it? I know your dark moment, but in your, what I would call your reinvention, because that's what you did. You reinvented your life. You're certainly made changes from prison and drugs and all of that to where you are today. So
I think being a dad, full-time dad, mom, and getting my kids back was the most important thing to me, period. I didn't go back into construction. I remember when I fought for my kids. I remember getting out, and I remember going to court, and I got out on June 2nd or April 2nd. And I had April 6th, I had my final court hearing, and I went in and begged the judge. I said, please just give me a little more time. Please, just give me 4 months to get a better job, get a place to live for my kids. And then I was able to do that, accomplish that. And that's all just because of mindset and not not being distracted. I think we kind of get in our own way at times,
Yes, definitely.
and we just kind of need to get out of our own way.
Yeah.
And just do the right things and stay the course and actually give and love yourself.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the things that I had to fight for the first, because if you can't really love anything else until you love you.
Agreed.
If you don't love you, how can you spread that anywhere?
Right.
And you were talking about earlier about forgiveness.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't forgive yourself, you can't forgive others.
You're right.
So, you can't give what you don't have.
Right.
So with that, I took that mindset and I was able to get a way better job, and I was able to get my kids back. And I became like, the dad, the worked 8 to 5 and come home, do the homework and kids and laundry. And then I started doing side things on weekends and nights. I would build things in my garage for people or go do side, just if I get out for a couple hours, I would, go do something. And I just was able to kind of work my way out.
Build your life back up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's beautiful.
That's what we got to do.
Yes. So how did things end when your dad passed?
That was hard.
Was it?
My dad was my biggest supporter, and it was so funny. It was like that Cole Swindell. I was able to actually meet Cole Swindell, and he sang that song, and we actually had tears together back in the green room before his concert. I remember, and I'm like, dude, that song that you sang, You Should Be Here. Yeah. It's like, it tears me up now because because my dad didn't get to see all the success. I got some movie roles. I got on the show, and then it kind of blew up. And I just wish my dad was there, because he would have been the guy with the camera and the pictures and like, oh my gosh, and all that. So, but my sister kind of filled that role, and then she passed away, a couple of years ago. And now my other sister has kind of filled that role. So we're a very tight family.
It sounds like it.
Yeah,
You're
we are
very blessed that way. That's wonderful. And how old are your kids now?
My daughter's 35.
Okay.
And she's got 2 of my granddaughters. She lives in Northern Nevada, has a great job. She's a great mom. And then I got 2 boys. I've got one son who owns a coffee business, a roasting business, and limited clothing. Mm-hmm. And then my other son works with me in construction and design. That's
great.
And he has 2 grandsons, my older son. So yeah.
You're a very blessed man.
I am. I feel it. I do. I wake up every day with 2 blessings, and they're right here. Yeah. I wake up and go, wow, thank you for another day.
That's how I wake up every day too. I Have Today is the name of the company. And I open my eyes and I stand up and I starfish, my arms and legs wide, and I look up and I say, I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles big and small. I notice them all. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. And I do mantra meditations, and they all start that way. Like, what a gift to wake up. And I've shared it. 153,000 people didn't open their eyes today.
That's right.
So when you do, that is such a blessing. Does not matter what's going on in your life. Everything, you can overcome anything, and it's a chance and an opportunity to start fresh and new. And
it is. Joe Dispenza says it well.
Yeah.
It's all you can create wherever you want to create it. It all starts here.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. I love Joe too. Huge fan of his.
Mine too.
Okay. So let me ask you, what your intention statement is. If you could fill in the blank and look at the camera, because Kelly's going to use this, right? So if you could just kind of sit forward like this and look in the camera and say, I have today to, and then fill in the blank.
I have today to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday.
Beautifully said. Love it. That is so great. So, all right, Steve, do you have any final words of wisdom that you'd like to share?
I would, to anybody listening, to feeling that, especially in today's times, we never know what's happening. I mean, we all, I would say first thing, turn off the news. Turn off the news. That's the first thing. Yeah. Let your intuition and let your spirit lead you and tell you your gut won't lie to you. And I think if we trust in that and just trust in all good things and love yourself, like you said, you love yourself, forgive yourself, and just give yourself a break and understand that you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make them every day. I make them every day, and I'm going to make more tomorrow.
Yeah.
But at least I forgive myself and I laugh about it. And I love being around. I love being of service to people. And I love just being here. I'm been given this gift. Like you said, you wake up and I'm here today, and I was able to take this amazing drive down here from Orange County. And I'm blessed. I take everything in. I love it.
That's fantastic. Wow. I'm so happy for you. Again, we're going to have a link for Steve's book in the description area in the comments. And it is Get Out Alive, Surviving and Thriving After Drugs, Guns, Gangs, Dysfunction, and Crazy. I just love that title.
I made it available. I ran a special on, if you have a Kindle version, it's just 99 cents. And if you need a book and you can't afford it, just email me or whatever. I'll give you one. It's not about the money to me. I could care less about the money. I want to help people.
You want to get the message out there. Okay, so how can people find out more about you? Where can they locate you?
I'm easy to find. On Instagram, just follow me on Instagram. It's my name, Steve Cedarquist. On Facebook, Steve Cedarquist. And on Twitter, it's Cedarquist Steve. Couldn't get the Steve Cedarquist for some reason.
All right. Well, you got that. Okay. Well, it's really been a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you so much for being here. I wish you all the best. I feel like you're a new friend, and I know we're not hugging, so we'll do the bump.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So thanks so much, Steve, for being here. All right. And we're going to get ready now and move into our Mentor Me Minute segment. Okay. All righty. Well, this is the Mentor Me Minute segment where I take your questions and I mentor you live right here on air. It doesn't matter what the question is, whatever challenge you're going through or problem or advice you might need, I'm here to help you. So let's go with our first question of the day. Okay. How can I forgive my father for abandoning us when I was a child? Oh my God. This is from Cassandra in West Virginia. I'm not laughing, Cassandra. I'm just the irony and the alignment of the universe, with my guest today and everything that we're talking about, and that you can overcome anything. Perfect question. All right. So what I would say to you is, and I'm going to try and keep this under a minute, but I might go over because I usually do, that your father was doing the best he could from that moment. Like I said at the beginning of the show, when I talked about 3 ways where you can overcome anything, we are all always doing the absolute best from where we are in that moment. It's truly just the way it is. And can you do better? Sure. But we go through these trying times, and there is a lesson and an opportunity and a gift in the fact that he left and abandoned you when he did. There was a reason for it. And it might have been that he would have been more harmful and hurtful to you had he stayed, or you have no idea what it is. So look for the blessing and the gift in it. There was something there. Perhaps it is that allowed you and your mom and your family, your siblings, I don't know how many you have, but I'm just picking up energy right now, that it allowed you the opportunity to all get closer and be supportive of each other. But forgive him for you. It has to do with you. Forgive him for yourself. All right. You didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't have to beat yourself up in any way. Was there something I said or did that made him leave? It was none of those things. It was all about him. And if a man or a woman or a person could leave their family, that has way more to do with what's going on with him and where he's feeling out of alignment and sick and not well. He's feeling that there's something wrong with him. So bless him and forgive him and let him go, and know that you got clarity and lessons along the way so that you could be a better person because of it. All right. I hope that helped you. Okay, next, how are we doing on time? Okay, how can I get past the guilt and shame of cheating on my husband? This is from Nicole in Illinois. All right, well, it's a good thing we don't do last names on this show. We're very cognizant of that. Or cities. We respect your privacy, by the way. If you just gave us a name, and you can even do it anonymous or give us a fake name, we are always going to respect that. All right. So Nicole, how can you get past the guilt and shame of cheating on your husband? Wow. Well, forgiveness. Let's go back to there. Again, I feel like there's a recurring theme here. Like we keep saying the same things today. Like you were doing the best you can from where you were. There was something missing in your relationship, your marriage, and that's not saying it was from your husband. There was something missing in you. And so we align with whatever's going on in our life is a perfect match and alignment of where we are. So if something's not working in our lives or working out the way we want, or there's tension, frustration, it's like oil and water, disruption, any of those negative emotions, that has everything to do with what's going on with you. And you're beating yourself up over it because that's something that you did. And maybe your husband is giving you a hard time about it too. He's feeling hurt, neglected. I don't know if you're still together with him or not based on this question. So I'm just going to assume that you're not. That's what I'm feeling, like you're not. And if you are, he's probably continuing to, hold that over your head. You have got to let go of the guilt and the shame from it. And you've got to forgive yourself and know that that was a moment. I don't know if it was 1 time, 10 times, 100 times, whatever. Those were moments of you showing up to be who you were in that moment and feeling the neediness, the need and desire from somebody else who was giving something that you didn't have in yourself. You didn't have that for yourself. Okay. That is also not your husband's or your ex-husband's responsibility. That's your responsibility to find it within yourself and love yourself. As Steve, my guest, was just saying, it comes from unconditional love and acceptance. It comes from unconditional forgiveness of self. It comes from accepting who you are. Perfectly imperfect is what I call it. And I call it, you're a work of art and a work in progress. You are. We all are. We don't just get born and come into this world and be done. And I know I'm going way over a minute. I can't help it. We just don't. We are works in progress along the way. And like I said earlier, we are gaining clarity about who we are. We are learning lessons along the way. And the way we learn these lessons is by the way we fall down and get back up. And sometimes lessons or mistakes, if that's what you want to call it, sometimes it takes us to do them over and over again. Sometimes we don't learn that lesson right away at the beginning. Sometimes it takes multiple times to do it. So I would say, I'm going to leave you with this because I know I'm going way over and it's my show. I can do what I want. Is that maybe what you need to do is write yourself a letter and forgive yourself and title it, Dear Nicole, I forgive you. I let go of the guilt and shame. And I love you unconditionally, and fill out the rest of that and just flow and go. I always talk about, pen on paper is just such a powerful channeling tool. You'll get the messages that you need. You'll understand how supported you are by the universe, spirit, God, your angels and guides, whatever it is you believe in, that higher power will help you to know how worthy and deserving you are to forgive yourself and move past it. Again, these were moments. All right. So I hope that helped you. I truly do. Okay. All right. So what I do next is I'm going to give a recap of what we talked about and fill you in on what's going on with us here at I Have Today, what's coming up. And then I end the show with the powerful mantra meditation so that we can anchor in everything that we got today. It's a really powerful way to heal you on a spiritual level, on a soul level, on a cellular level, nurturing spirit, mind, and body all at once so that you leave the show feeling better at the end of it than you did at the beginning. And that's how transformation happens. So, all right. So our title today was There's Nothing You Can't Overcome, because there's truly nothing you can't overcome. I read you that story about if you were born in the year 1900. Imagine going through all that. So feel blessed and grateful for everything that's going on now. This pandemic is really shifting everything in the world. But if you woke up today and you're hearing this message, what a blessing and a gift that is. And look for the blessing and the gifts in everything in your life. look for the gratitude and the things to be grateful for. The 3 ways were: forgiveness must come first. Everything is a lesson, not a mistake. And find the gratitude and the clarity in everything. And then I had Steve Cedarquist on the show. He shared his book, his amazing story of his transformation, how he overcame things, how he lives in gratitude and appreciation for his life and loves himself and loves his life, and about his amazing book, Get Out Alive. So, and then the Mentor Me Minute, that's a segment that we do every week. In fact, I don't think we ran the ticker on that. So why don't we run the ticker on that? So if you want to get mentored by me live here on the show, all you need to do is send in your questions to dianeforster.com/mentor me minute. You can send it in ahead of time, and I will mentor you live here. And by the way, Nicole and Cassandra, if you'd like a copy of my book or an I Have Today mug, I don't have it handy with me, send me a direct message or a private message in Facebook. Make sure to include your shipping address, and we will get that out to you right away. Okay. It'd be my honor and privilege to gift that to you. All right. And then we end the show with our Mentor Me Minute segment. I don't know if you can hear the noise in the background, but there's construction going on. And Kelly, remember this happened to us a couple of weeks ago. Oh my God. Oh, this is crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. So to do the mantra meditation, what I want you to do is just get comfortable. If you're driving, obviously you can't do this. You can't close your eyes, but you can get into that Zen moment and just listen to the words. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to relax. Put your feet flat on the floor, legs uncrossed, put your hands on your lap. You can either face them down if you're feeling grounded, or you can turn them up if you want to receive more energy. And we're going to do 2 cleansing breaths that are going to allow you to just get intentional, get in the moment. And you're going to breathe in for 4 seconds. You're going to hold it for 4 seconds, and you're going to breathe out for 8 seconds like you're blowing out a balloon. Okay, we want to kind of deflate your stomach and feel like you got all that air out, and it's going to feel really cleansing and really good. And then all you have to do is just keep your eyes closed and listen to my words. All right, so here we go. All right, close your eyes. Breathe in for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And breathe it out like this. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You should feel really good. Now I'm going to do this one with you. Breathe in for 4. Hold it for 4. And then breathe it out for 8. I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles big and small. I notice them all. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. I have today to live in my strength and my power and unconditional love of self. I know that there is nothing that I can't overcome. There is nothing that I can't be, do, or have, and that everything is always working out for me, even if I don't know it at the moment. I know that everything is a lesson along the way, and I can't connect the dots going forward. I can only connect them going back. And even if I don't know what's happening to me in this moment, I can look for the gratitude, the gifts, and the grace for all of it, for everything. I can find the reasons to appreciate everything that's happening for me, and that any dark time or anything that I perceive that's happening, that's going on, that is negative, I know the way law of polarity works, on the opposite side of it is something extraordinary. And that what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. What is going on that's upsetting us is a chance to increase our resilience muscle and get stronger and better and wiser. And even if I don't learn the lesson the first time around and I have an opportunity to experience the lesson again, it's not there for me to beat myself up. I can practice forgiveness and go, all right, well, maybe I needed a little more time with this. I can let go of the pain from the past. I can let go of the guilt and shame of anything that I've ever done in my entire life, either to someone or anything that's ever happened to me that was by someone, that I can let it go and release it and know that I have today to be the absolute best version of myself. And even if I only do 1% better today, that in a year, that's an increase of 3,778%. And that's a worthwhile investment. So I have today to invest in me. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, you can open your eyes. All right, I hope you're feeling as good as I feel, because that felt really good. Okay, I want to thank my guest, Steve Cedarquist, for being here, and I want to thank all of you for being here. And before I go, I want to tell you about an exciting opportunity for you. I am hosting a live 3-day virtual event, August 28th through the 30th, and it is called the Have It All Life Virtual Live Experience. And I'm going to take you on a journey for 3 whole days from the comfort of your home with me here in the studio live, where I'm going to take you through the 8 key areas of your life, assess where you are now, and then where you want to go. And then I'm going to teach you the 8 principles on how to get everything you want. It works for everything, no matter what it is. Does not matter where you are in your life. This works with everyone. And anyone at any time, at any age, can start practicing this right away. And you will walk away with the 8-step blueprint on how to create your Have It All. So we're going to have a ticker here for you to register. It's at bit.ly.com/DF virtual event. Get in there right away, because early bird pricing is already over, and we need to get your tickets right away, or get you to purchase right away, because this event will sell out. Make sure you give me your shipping address when you fill out the application, because I have a surprise wow box that's coming to you before the event. All right. So register today at bit.ly.com/DF virtual events. All right. Well, that's it for this week's episode of I Have Today. I want to thank you all for being here. Stay tuned. Follow me on social media at Diane Forster Official. And again, the show is I Have Today with Diane Forster on YouTube, on Facebook Live, and at E360 TV. Send in your questions to me at the Mentor Me Minute. Send in your I Have Today intention statements at dianeforster.com/intention. And we're going to have all of this information for you in the description area. So don't worry if you missed anything and like you didn't get it down, you didn't get to write it down. We're going to have it all for you. So thanks so much. We'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.